Yo, this is Steve Bloom, and you're watching Moana Nui Podcast. We'll be starting soon. Don't go anywhere.
What's going on, everybody?
Yes.
We have to do, that's like the live action page
The
9
water is real. The water is real. Round 4. We're back, ladies and gents.
That's right.
Round 4.
Round 4. It's been a busy day, and I'm gonna be eating tonight, y'all. So excuse my smacking.
Yeah. Smack away, girl. Get that nutrients. Get that food on. Get that delicioso on. Let's get it.
Yes. So, yes, day 4. Today we got a double header. So, we actually have a triple header. We have a double header for the Kickstarter, and then we also have our Talent Thursdays at 8:30 tonight with Sue-Ann and K-Paw. So
triple header.
Yes. Talking about self-awareness on that one. So very important, underrated skill, self-awareness. So definitely check that out at 8:30. How was your day, Ryan?
Well, it's wedding week for me. My sister's getting married. So it's crazy times, but it's going to be a good time. So it's been a hefty day, and I'm off, but it still was busy. So it's always busy. Like, this is what I hate when you're old and you're grown and you're adult. Like, time is like fleeting, and you're just doing stuff all the time. You know, I just want to go back to being 9 and not have a care in the world. You know.
Yes. But, ladies and gentlemen, and that is why we make children's books. Okay.
That's correct. That is correct. But I'm always excited to do this. We cracked the 1K. Thank you, guys.
Woo!
We're almost there. We're getting there. Let's do this. So thank you. But we're back for round 4, and we're going to be talking about the shift tonight. The change in the book, the beginning of the changes in the book. Yeah.
Yes. So let's see. Let's start to pull it up. So we'll start off where we left off last night.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Alrighty. So last night we left off on pages 9 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we got to see all of the kids in all their personalities. And as Ryan said, it's about to shift. It's about to go down.
It's about to go down. Yeah. This is where everything changes. Like we talked about last night, you know, the first few pages were about establishing our characters, establishing their personalities, because we're introducing new characters. So it was Moana's really her goal was to express their personalities in the first few pages. as quickly as possible, so everybody picks up on what they're about and who they are and what they're about. So, I think we've captured that quite well, from page 1 to 10, um, and it shows like what Moana is really capable of by her storytelling. And she does a wonderful job capturing the essence of each character in a short period of time. And that's what I really loved about how she did that. So, and to express that, it's seen. But the ship is here. There's a change coming. There's a storm brewing. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go to 11 and 12.
So 11 and 12 is like, I'm not gonna lie, this is like my favorite, one of my favorite pages. Like one of my favorite spreads, I should say, because I did it through a spread, but these will be in pages. But it's one of my favorite spreads. It's clean, it's concise, it's simple, not over exaggerated. Our kids, this is the perfect representation, in my opinion, of the kids, on how like their personalities are repped in here. You really get a feel of Nicole and Ohia, the brother and sisterly love. It's a very, very, I just love this. The colors pop. I talked about water yesterday, how when you go through the book, it starts out light and it just gets heavier. Like the water gets heavier. So like this is a good representation of that, and it's raining. And we wanted to capture that it's raining, because there's a reason for that. So 11 and 12 was one of my favorites to do. It was
Yeah.
one of my favorites to draw. It was one of my favorites to paint. I wanted to really go with like a very neutral palette, strong oranges, strong reds, but I wanted to have cool colors be very, very prominent in this page, for page 11 and 12, because of the fact that at the end cool colors start to fade, because things start to get a lot darker throughout the remainder of the book. They get lighter again, but at one point it really gets dark, and at one point, and that's by the end of page 20. So we start to see colors start to become a little bit more muted, a little bit more cold, in the process. So what's up, J Man? So I wanted 11 and 12 to be very, very sincere, fun, comfortable, relaxed. And, I wanted to achieve the relaxation part of it, um, expressed by Kahlua, chilling in the back, just relaxing, tongue out, catching rain, you know. So I really wanted to be very, very clean. And that was my goal, but still be cohesive to what we've already established back in prior pages. My whole goal with this book was to be cohesive, with having colors be kind of primarily the same, uh, and just be very, very bold, and very, when you think island, you think bold colors, you think, you know, establishing feeling and emotion where you can pick up on it quickly. And that's one I wanted to establish. We have Nicole and Ohia just chilling in the rain, playing around, having a good time. And then we got our boy relaxing, and Kahlua being very upset, because he's wet. you know, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like rain and all that stuff and being wet. My boy likes to be chill and calm, you know. So, but he survived, as you can see, from the jump. So, like, this is one of my favorite pages in the book. I had a ball painting this. It was, the goal for me is to have a lot of fun with this, and I feel like I really had a lot of fun doing this one. It was like sincerely like one of my favorites to do. So I enjoyed painting this and creating this and doing this for creating that magic. That's a fucking major compliment, Jay. Because What Dreams May Come is one of my fucking favorite movies of all time. So that is a fucking huge compliment, man. Huge. So I just want to really capture the calm before the storm, basically. And that was basically what I wanted to do.
Yeah, and you did it. One of the first images that Ryan showed me of this entire spread was Kaluna's toes, and I just thought it was like the cutest thing. I was like, oh, look at his little feet. And I really like the way you showed the interaction between the siblings in this one, because it kind of reminds me of like, in the earlier pages, you see them kind of like, Nohea's like, yeah, whatever. And, Nakoa is trying to show off. But then like, as much as, siblings get on each other's nerves, at the end of the day, like, don't come for us though.
Right. Like they love each other through and through, thick and thin, and
Yeah.
that was like really capturing that moment. That's what I wanted to have, because we have these two siblings that play with each other, fight each other, but in the end they're just blood is thicker than water. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And Cavello over there, kind of shivering his butt off.
Yeah, Cavello is not having it. Not having it.
He's like, I'm not sure that I like this. For some people, water is like an acquired taste.
Yeah.
He's still getting there, but he's a good sport, and you got to go with the crew, right? So, and of course, our fifth character's in there, representing. We love her, Lizzie. Love you,
Lizzie. That's a girl.
Yes. But yeah, I really love the color palette on this. It's a nice contrast between like the pastels in the falls and then the bright oranges in the sky, which to me is just beautiful, because it reminds me of like just like that perfect kind of sunset.
Right. The contrast is, I feel like it's so bold. And what I love is like, 5 and 6 is like introducing you to the island, and we got like 6 and 7, I'm sorry, 7 and 8 showing you the beginning of the island. And I just feel like this is like, for me, just it's a bold statement, because, we have our kids actually enjoying themselves, and I just enjoy it. I think when you see the pages, it tells the story. Sometimes you don't even need the words. That's how like, but the words are definitely needed, because the way how Moana builds the story, creates the remainder of the book, and she just does a fantastic job. I've read the story like 5 times, and I'm just in love with it. What's up, Katie?
What's up, Katie? Aloha.
Yeah, so 11 and 12 is like is primarily one of my favorites. There's a couple more that are my favorites, but I really had a ball painting this. It was just joy.
Yep.
Joy.
Love. All the goods. All the colors.
All the colors.
All right. So we're having fun. The rain is coming. What's about to go down next?
It's about to go down, The calm before the storm.
Oh, that's awesome, J-Man. I did a little bit of yard work yesterday, man, and I let one of my forsythia bushes get out of control, and it took way too. Like, I'm not even done cutting cutting it, and I'm just like, I was so tired. I was cutting for probably like 30, 45 minutes. I'm like, why is this taking so long? Just getting too old. But anyway, every good plant needs a good storm, and here we got one. Um, Ryan and I kind of like went back and forth a lot on like how to show the storm, um, like with the kids being it, like like how do we wanted to convey like the power of the storm, of course, Storm being my favorite X-Men character. So the power, to control nature is, I wanted that to definitely come through, because we're not saying it in the story, but there's a reason the storm is happening. I'll say that. But I just love like the beautiful, again, like the color composition, the lightning. If you look very, very closely, you can see an eye in the storm. And just like the mountain tops, like I like the perspective on this one, because most of the images before this were kind of, focused in on the place where the kids were playing. But then you pull back and you see like, oh, so this is where they are, being very, just very detailed in the environment is what I like with what Ryan did. You see a little bit of the temples, that we showed in page 1 and 2. And yeah, Katie, I agree. The lightning looks amazing, right? Like, that's funny that you say that, J-Man. Because the color palettes that we're using are like some of my favorite colors for both clothing and, life. So yes, good catch on that one. So what was the hardest part about this one?
I think like what you said prior before, it was about how we were going to establish this storm. Like, because the way Moana wrote it, she was like, we need a storm. And I was like, oh, okay. And so like the struggle is if like if we were going to show the kids or not. And I'm like, how about we not? How about we not show the kids? How about we just pull back in the placement of where the kids are, show where they're at, and then show another island. So that was my idea. I wanted to, and like you get when you read the book, it establishes the storm. Storm waters were on the front, and like, but I wanted to show the reason why the storm is happening, because you'll know why the storm is happening in the end. But the storm was the source of showing power, and I wanted to create something strong, create like more of an atmosphere. Like, if you ever watch Stranger Things, which is one of my favorite shows in like the last 15 years, there's a place called the Upside Down. Okay. And the Upside Down is fear. But you don't know what it is. You don't know if it's going to help or it's going to hurt, and my boy Will Byers goes through this whole entire time. But in the second season, there's a villain called the Mind Flayer, and he's just a shadow, but the colors behind him are warm red, and everything around him is cold. So I wanted to present that kind of storm in this book and have it pull back on this island, because I still want to assess that these islands have there's a reason why we have these islands, because there's a reason where we're going to go with the story on why each island has specific temples, so I want to express and show another island with a temple, meaning that, pay attention, because maybe this island and this temple is going to play something in the future. So I really wanted to show that, and I wanted to paint waves. I ain't paint waves in a while. So it's been fun doing that. So I wanted to paint some waves, and show where the kids are point of view to the other island, because they're close, so I wanted to express that, show some lightning, get crazy with it, and just, get colorful with it, bring back the reds, bring back the pinks, bring back the warm colors with the cold colors to express what is really going on here. We don't know what is really going on here, you know? So it was like I wanted to really show that side because there's a reason why this storm is happening. This is why I call pages 11 and 12 and 13, 14 the shift in the book, because there's a lot of change about to go down, like a lot of change. So this is I'm just like I loved doing this. This was one of the longest ones to do. I'm just going to say that. It was one of the longest ones to do. But like it was for me I've been like for painting like a landscape in a children's book, you know, I didn't want it to be typical, like, you know, there's typical art styles that me and Moana have talked about many times that are rendered or copied or, you know, taken from other artists. So I really wanted to make it my own and still have a children's flair to it, but really be more graphic with it and more free flowing with it. How I normally paint with other things. So I really wanted to just be free with it this time.
Yeah, definitely. We also struggled with the rain in this one, like just how much raindrops to show. I was like, right, we gotta show some more rain. He's like, yeah, but it's gonna look smudgy, and I'm like, oh, damn it. So
there's rain in there. You can see
it's raining. Like I can see it.
Yeah, but you know, I wanted the boldness was like I wanted the sky to look creepy as hell. So that was my goal, to make the sky look creepy as hell and have some badass lightning. That's what I want. That's what I wanted.
Yes. And then like when we were in the letter phase, I think the Hawaiian letters in here were originally over the waves. And I told Clay, I said, Clay, we gotta show the waves. Like, we gotta show the waves. Can we move it? He's like, oh yeah, no problem. So, you know, it's like little adjustments that you make along the way and seeing how it's really going to play out and just really like kind of walking that balance between the words and the art. It's just like, it's always the challenge, but
I think that's why I said like Clay did an outstanding job, because you still get the gist of the storm, and that he made it, to me, like he made it so perfect for him. Like it's absolutely perfect, because you still see everything, and that's what I love about it, you know. And it makes me happy, because I was so worried for a little bit, because I mean I was getting out of control. So you know, and like I was like, I need to, like, because I battled with it, because the first book, Papa Ray Fishing Ray, is so clean and graphic, and you know the letter placement was clean and graphic. So I was like, and I'm like, but I want to get wild, you know. So, but Clay made it work. He really made it work. You know, he really brought a nuance to it, and he made everything better. He really did.
Yep. And once again, shout out to Kamaka Lehiva for translating the story. She did an amazing job. I mean, I think she turned it around in like a day, and I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah, it was crazy how fast it was.
It was a little hairy though, because I was like, oh man, you know, I had contacted her and then, you know, hadn't heard for a while, and I was like, all right. And I said, I don't know. I haven't heard from her in a minute. I'm gonna try again. Hopefully she's available. But you know, now knowing that she graduated with her bachelor's degree, I understand why, you know, she wasn't being responsive for a bit, you know, because school, it can get to you.
Give me 1 second, Moana. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so shout out to Kamaka Lehiva, our translator. Another good tidbit about this story is, I don't know if you guys can read all the words, but in there, I talk about Waialeale, and it is a mountain range on the island of Kauai, which is, I don't know if it still has this title, but if it's not the wettest spot on earth, it's really, really close to being it. Um, Lots of rainfall. It is the central, like the center part of the island. Um, and because it has so much water, the environment around it is really lush. You get lots of beautiful waterfalls throughout the mountain ranges. And so, a lot of the art in this book is really um, our way of trying to introduce people to, the beauty that we get to see and live in, um, in Hawaii, and just kind of the way where we appreciate and honor nature around us. Um, and Yeah, for this one, it was also a challenge because I was like, okay, how much? Like, I wanted to show Waialeale itself, but it was hard to kind of like, tread that balance between the details of where the kids are and like showing the larger backdrop of what's all behind it. Sorry guys, got tongue tied. But yeah, I really love this. It turned out beautiful. Ryan's playing with the temples, so yeah, we'll see. We're still trying to figure out how to incorporate that correctly and make it fun, and all the backstory and character development. One of the things too that's kind of challenging about children's books is that like you have to remember that you're writing to children, and so like there's times when I'm like, oh man, I wish I could convey more of like the children's thoughts or the things that they're thinking about as they're going through this whole thing. But that's where it's really, why it's really important for what Ryan's doing in terms of conveying the emotions and things like that, the nonverbals that, can kind of express what the kids are thinking and doing without like me being able to give you all the words of what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, like the water is like one of the main focuses.
Mm-hmm.
It's an underlining character. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the book, and you'll see that. Yeah.
Alrighty. So let's go to the next one. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alrighty. I love this page too. I think you don't? Shut up!
Remember I told you, Moana? Remember I told you the spread that I hate painting?
This is the one?
This is the one. Yeah.
Okay, so why did you hate painting this one?
I just felt like, I'll tell you, I was struggling with how I wanted to position everything, because the way the story goes and how it's written, there was a lot in such like small amount of words. There's a lot that's conveyed in what she wrote in such a small amount of words. And I was thinking to myself, like, what was important to me more than anything in this spread was another angle, another side of the island. That's what I wanted to present more than anything. And if y'all can catch anything, I wanted y'all to see the eye of the storm. There's a reason for the eye of the storm, So it was actually an accident, but I'm like, that's kind of cool, so I'm gonna keep it, and that tells you like there's a reason why there's an eye in the sky, because somebody is watching these kids. Okay. So that was like fun for me. I like the placement of Covelo, like chilling, playing in the sand. That was really fun for me to draw. Just having these action pieces, Nakoa and Kalua climbing the rocks again because they want to jump again, and then like, we get a placement and a clothing change. So we changed her clothes. So we now have Nohia in her clothes. She's done swimming, but our boys are still climbing and still jumping and having fun. So like they're not leaving the island. We still have a storm happening. It's still around them, but they don't care. So they don't care. We're still flowing, still going. But I really, for me with this page, it was something that, I feel the right side more than the left side. It was more kind of me thinking like how to convey climbing and conveying no, he is threat and fear, that she knows something is coming and she doesn't know how to control it, know how to deal with it. She's just watching it, and then, my boy's in his own little world and like is not watching anything around him. So I wanted to convey that, but not have still a sense of fear, but also convey that there's a sense of fear around them. And it was something that was more of a challenge than anything else. Also, if I did this over again, I would probably change the color palette. If I did it over again, I'm still satisfied with it. I'm still happy with it. But if I had a second round, or if I could change something, I would. But like I said, it's still cohesive in my opinion. It still goes with the flow of what's happening. Still goes with the story, and it's still cohesive. I just wish if I would I would change the color palette, because we go such to a dark scene to almost a semi muted mild scene of color, and I wish I would have just stayed dark with the cool colors and the reds and the pinks, but then I change it again and go right back to it in 17 and 18. So, I'm still satisfied with 14, 15 and 16, but I would change it to express more fear, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. So what hit me about what you said was, when you were describing Nohea, like looking at the storm
Mm-hmm.
and she doesn't know how to like control or deal with it. Like how many times in life do you have that, right? Like it's the storm, a whole bunch of stuff is going down and you're like,
but you have people around you not paying attention to it and not noticing it. But she knows what's happening, but everybody around her doesn't care. That was the goal of this whole entire scene. That's what I really wanted to express. I think I achieved it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like I said, I would have switched the color palette because I feel like too yay, like cookie cutter and bright and like wee, I wish I just went darker with it. I love the landscaping. You get a sense of a different angle of the island. I love the chieftain rock in the back. I love like the rocks around them, the different laying of the layers of the island, which I enjoy. We got luminescence, we got lightning bugs and stuff out there, and I just, koala playing in the sand, but we have Lizzie in there and she knows what's up, so like, things like I just wish, I don't think I wish, I like it. I just wish I colored it darker.
Yeah.
But and that's me. That's Ryan wanting to have everything fucking right.
That's right. That's right, y'all. But yeah, so like, and that can be applied to like the literal storm, like the actual storm, but also like the figurative storms. Like you said, she's looking around and nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
Like what instantly popped to my mind in that is it's like, the Black youth who are watching, people, adults who look like them getting killed and nobody cares, right?
Yep.
Like that's the first thing that popped to mind for me. I was like, oh, that's kind of deep. I like that. And and even like it could be even on a lighter note, it can even be, like the things that is going on in anyone's life, it's just life stuff, right? And it's like you can get feeling of overwhelm and like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna handle this?
Yeah, you have things that are out of your control, but in the end, still nobody cares,
right.
And that
thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, and that thoughts and prayers. Like You know, like I care when people come up to me and like, I'm an ally. I'm like, thank you for your service. You know, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, because to me, I don't care. You know, that doesn't apply to me. Doesn't apply to anything in my life. You know, that's when I like. It's that kind of idea. You know, and I'm just like, you know, I just that kind of stuff irritates me, and that's how like I wanted to show that because Nohea is the only one who is aware when no one else is, you know. So I mean, like, and that is a world thing. It's a normal thing. That's when I said, like, when Moana wrote the book, it's just not applied to children; it's applied to life, you know, and it's conveyed in what you write, you know, and it's seen. You know, you put these life lessons, these in such a smart way, the way you do it, and that's why I love it. Is just the way you write it. It's so smart in how simple it is, but how strong it is at the same time. You know, and that's what I loved about it, and that's what I loved about drawing this scene and showing that because you have hard-headed people not paying attention to the things around them. You know, and that's what is shown here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but on the flip side too, sometimes you gotta be that person who like not let everything kind of get you down too, right? Like sometimes you gotta ignore and just be like, I'm gonna have fun today. I know there's things that are sucky, but today I'm gonna find something fun that's gonna make me happy, even if it means jumping off this damn high ass cliff.
That's right.
Not into oblivion, but
that's right. Yes.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this page. I like the way you did the mountains in the background, like just kind of subtle but not, and of course the statue. Like, yeah. At some point, that statue is gonna be like, it's gonna have to be like that, like times 100 in terms of size. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh Jay, I'm back, dude. I'm working again. I worked on a lot of stuff today. I'm getting things done for people. Yeah, and then we're moving to the next round because I'm gonna be on book 3 after these conventions. So I'm like me and Moana night sessions have been wonderful. You know, so I got some really fun ideas. So, and then we talked about new things today, and she sent me some stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that has to go in now. We're gonna make some stuff. We're gonna make some stuff happen. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Let's just have fun.
Yeah, it's all fun, and I think book 3 is really we're gonna take it up. It's gonna be another notch. Another notch up. But I love book 2. Book 2 is it's a fun story, a jump off point, and the way it ends is just glorious.
Yes, very glorious. And we are so close to 1,200, y'all. Just $13 from 1,200.
Woo!
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yes.
Yes. And there's only 8 days left. It's again short campaign. Short campaign, so don't wait too long. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Let's see, what else can we show? Let's show which reward do we want to talk about?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's see.
But I'm not gonna lie, I love the whole damn book. All the
of course.
All the pages are nice. I just love some more than others because I'm the artist. So
of course. Yes. Yeah, you know.
But I feel for me like I just love how wild it is because it's a wild, fun, crazy book. You know, like I love page 25. No, 24 is one of my favorite pages. 25 and 26 is by far my favorite pages of the book. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yes, I know.
32 and 31 are my favorite pages of the book. Pages 1 through 32 are my favorite pages of the book.
Yes. All the pages, all the love.
All the love. But yeah, that was 11 through 16. So we will finish and go from 17 to 20 tomorrow. It's what I call the cliffhanger.
Yes.
Halfway through the book is the cliffhanger. So, and the way it ends on page 20 is a fun
it's a doozy.
one. Indeed.
Let's see. I'm trying to see. Oh, yeah. I do love the next spread. It's so beautiful.
I love 17 and 18 because perspective wise, it's just fine. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, 17, 18. And then 19, 20. Oh, we might go to 22 tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. I'm down.
Either way, both are a cliffhanger of sorts. They both could be a cliffhanger. So, yeah. Let's see. So we'll show you guys. Let's talk about Mog.
Shut up, Jamie, because it's true. It's true.
Look how much Ryan has evolved. I remember when he started to promote the book. Yes, he was. Yes. I mean, and I was too. Like, I didn't like being on camera before either. But doing the podcast has really helped me with that. So it also helped me at work too, because I didn't like being, talking in meetings and being the center of attention there too. But now I'm just like, meh. I mean, it still sucks sometimes when you don't know, like, oh gosh, if you're talking to like one of the big bosses and you don't really know them, it's like, oh, well, what do they really want to know? But yeah, definitely has helped me. I'm still not great, but hey, I can do it without like having a panic attack. Yeah, so we have a couple copies. So Mog Park, for those who don't know her, she is an amazing illustrator, lots of fantasy art. She has done a lot of work on concept art for Game of Thrones. And it's one of those things that you don't see, right? Because the illustrators don't, get seen. But she developed a lot of the art for the Game of Thrones series. She does a lot of work for the indie community as well. I think the last one that I can think of that comes to mind immediately is that she does the interiors for Snowpaw by Nightwolf Comics. And so that's another one that has a wolf, werewolf legends. And that one kind of takes place in Scotland. I like the way, what's his name? Rob Motari is the creator on that one. And he and Mog have been creating Snowpaw. So I think that one's coming up, but issue 2 might be coming up on Kickstarter soon as well. But so Mog did an illustration for us. She did a sketch. So appreciative of her contributing her skills to our show. Our book. Well, she came on the show too. But I like hers because it shows like the shapeshifter in transition, right? Like part human, part lizard. And it just came out so beautifully. I like Chris Koinui was the colorist on this one, and I like that he didn't go with the traditional green scales. Like
yeah, I'm glad he chose a purple, and it's a variant, and I just love the way it looks. He really did outshine himself, like the coral reef aligned with every. Yeah, I just love the way he did it.
Yeah, it's so pretty. So pretty. So there's only going to be 25 copies of this one. So it's a collectible. If you would like to pick this up, it is available in the add-on section. So you can check that out and add it to your pledge if you have already backed. If not, you know about it in advance. So when you select your reward, you can add on this afterwards. So yeah, I can't wait to get it and have both books on the shelf side by side. They're gonna go up there. I gotta start creating something. I'm so excited to have it in our hands.
I'm so excited.
Let's see. what other ones do
I
I
can't
have
wait
up?
to hold the book, girl.
I know.
Oh my
me
God, I can't wait for people to have
too.
the book and the activity coloring book.
Yes.
Like, boom, boom, double smack y'all with the shadows. Like, it's
Yes.
gloriousness. And this actually helped us get ready for book 3. So,
Mm-hmm.
everything that's contributed to this campaign goes and contributes to book 3. Where I can't even talk about it. I wish I could, but but it just helps go to book 3, and it helps Moana push her IP, get her IP out there. Because in my opinion, it's one of the strongest IPs right now, for children and for adults. Because I think this book is a nice way of showing adults into her world that she's creating. So it's really exciting. So, really push this out there. Share, send it out. Let your friends know. Let your family know if they got babies. So yeah.
Yeah, and so this is the final version of the variant cover.
Oh, look at my girl.
Yes, our girl Lizzie over there.
Our girl Lizzie over there.
And this time around, we decided to put a QR code on. I was like, man, we just get people straight to the website, So tried to think of like all the little things, as people are shopping and what can help them get to you online the quickest. So I'm like, everybody else use QR codes. Why aren't we? So yeah, that's a lot of fun. We had fun coloring this and choosing different palettes, trying to find something that was cohesive. And I think next one, Ryan, we're gonna do like a wraparound cover.
Oh, I'm
like
so down for that. I would
Yeah.
love to do a wraparound cover. I've yet to even do a wraparound cover for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Book 3 will definitely be a wraparound cover.
Yes.
All the stuff that's going down in book 3, wraparound cover.
I agree, J-Man. Myself included. Like I gotta put the cell phone down, turn it off, go
Right.
read a book. My eyes, like I've noticed over the last couple of years, my eyes are like going nuts. And I'm like, yeah, that's because I'm looking at the screen too dang long. But yeah, it's very soothing. So let me show you guys my.
Thank you, Sam. That's not my artwork, but
Hi, Sam.
Thank you. That's Mog's. That's Mog Park.
Yes, if you like Mog Park, you can pick up her variant. Oh shoot, her variant cover on the Kickstarter campaign now. That's scrolling across. And if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Ryan and I got a couple more minutes before we got to transition to our next segment. But yeah, just a little bit of bigger.
Mog Park's variant cover. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yep, illustrated by Mog and colored by Chris Koanui, who is a Hawaii-based creator. He's also creates indie comics, and you should definitely check out Night Marcher. That's the name of his series. It's a story about a fallen Hawaiian warrior. And that's another fun book. I don't know when he's coming out with his next one, but he also does some amazing chibi art and coloring. He's done coloring for both this campaign and our first book, Fishing Day with Papa Ray. He did some work there. He does a lot of work for Moana Comics, which is one of Hawaii's biggest creators. And so another friend of the family, friend of the Ohana, Chris Koanui. Awesome. All right, let's see. Maybe one last one. What else can we show?
I don't know. Show the posters.
Oh, the posters. I gotta find them. Wait, hold on.
Show the posters. Yeah,
the posters with the mostest. 3
posters for this campaign. I might do like 5 for the next one because the shit gets real in book 3.
I mean, yeah, we're not going to be able to like. I mean, we're going to have no choice because all the things that we're going to be
all the
creating
things it
with
gets
our
real.
concepts.
It
Yeah,
gets
of
real.
course.
Yeah.
Okay, I can show.
I mean, we got gods, we got creatures, we got all kinds of things.
Do not mess with us.
Do not. Boom. Actually, no, I think I created 4 posters.
Yeah, because it was this
4.
one, the first
original
one. Yeah.
Oh, and Nohia. But this is where we got the lowdown on what the feel of the book's going to look like. And the book translates pretty well to this original design poster that I did.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Transitions really well. But I think with book 3, I'm gonna push more with this kind of look. Though it's still the same look, I'm just gonna push it further. So
I need some Argonaut.
Yeah, so we're gonna push it further in book 3, but the book 2 matches incredibly well with this poster. Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah,
Definitely. So love it so much. And then of course we can't end the show without saying a big mahalo. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for helping to bring our project to life.
Yes.
We raised a lot of money last time. We had a big goal for book 2 because we needed it. We needed what we made and more to bring that one to life. And we ended up raising over $13,000 for that. So
and thank you so much because it would not be possible without you guys. It was, it was incredible. It took a lot. I mean, we both put a lot into this in such a short period of time because it was not a long time.
It wasn't. It was like a couple months.
This book was done in like 5 months. I think less, 4.5 maybe. I started it like in October and finished it in February. like at the end of like mid-February, 2nd week of February.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So very short period of time. This time I want a little bit more time. I'm gonna put a lot of love in book 3.
Yeah.
A lot of love.
Which means we gotta. That's why we're starting now.
I put my foot in book 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my foot, my body, my legs, my arms, part of my ears in book 3.
Yes. That's why we're starting now because
we're starting really early.
Yes.
Really early.
Book 3 Kickstarter in the fall probably. Yeah, but we'll be busy.
Yes.
We'll be busy creating more luscious goodness. All righty. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Successful day 4.
Day 4.
As we mentioned, we are just $13 away from hitting the $1,200.
Let's get it.
So
let's go.
Well, it's not the goal. The $1,200 milestone. I'll say that. Which will put us almost halfway to our goal. So thank you all for who have already backed. If you haven't yet, please check it out. Share it out with your friends. Tell people. The more we can do to battle these algorithms because they're not serving us, y'all.
They're not serving me whatsoever right now, which is pissing me off.
Just burying everything, which is so frustrating.
Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating.
But yes. So yep. Tomorrow we will do, what did we say, Ryan? Where are we at now? We're at
we might go from 17 to 22. I mean 21 or 17 to 20. We haven't decided yet.
Yeah, something. It's gonna be good. Make sure you come.
Because it gets crazy. It's crazy. It's a little dark.
Yeah, it's a little dark, and we're gonna close out the week like that for Friday, and then Ryan's gonna take a break. He's got some family wedding going on this weekend, some good eats and good all kinds of stuff.
And then we'll be back Monday.
Yep, then we'll be back on Monday, and I'm still trying to. Oh, on Monday we're gonna be on Chat and Draw.
Oh.
Monday we're gonna be on Chat and Draw. And actually tonight we have another one because we have a doubleheader at 9:00. Join us. We are going to be on Clay's
A lot of
indie.
Jalapalooza.
What was it? I don't know.
Maybe
Whatever.
Jalapalooza.
It sounds right.
Something crazy.
Yes, Mecha Werewolves. Yeah, it's gonna be dope. Lots of cool creators. Clay Adams from Fried Comics, Newton Lilavois from Dream Fury, Crescent City Monsters, Keisha Demon Eater, James Powell, House of Fear. It's more. I can't remember everybody off the top of my head, but those are the peeps I talk to the most often. Big fan of their work, so definitely come on. And we all got campaigns going on, so it's going to be a whole lot of Kickstarter goodness. Bring your backer fingers and be ready to hit all the buttons.
Hit those buttons.
Yes. But with that said, thank you guys for joining us. We hope everybody's doing well. And until next time, take care.
Peace.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No regard for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No regard for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
I'm Steve Bloom. I've been a voice actor for more than 30 years, playing characters like Wolverine, Starscream, Tank Dempsey from Call of Duty.
With Bloomfox Studios, I've learned so much about myself.
Learning to breathe, to no fear, to getting ugly in front of the mic.
One of the biggest changes I've noticed, at least for me, is how much my confidence level has gone up.
I've done an Eastern European video game, an e-commerce commercial, a documentary. If you're thinking about getting into voiceover, just do it. Jump in.